So it seems as though lately everyone is detransitioning. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I wanted to say that I feel for those who transitioned female to male or male to female and then detransitioned. I feel for them. I couldn't imagine ever transitioning and then later down the road realizing it wasn't for me. So I really do sympathize for those who do detransition, and I give them a lot of credit for being able to come online and tell their story about how it just wasn't for them. I wanted to start by saying that this is not a video attacking them by any means, so I just wanted to set that straight. The transphobic community is eating this information up and just taking the knowledge that they think they have and running with it. Today I wanted to talk about if it is in fact true that the transgender community is slowly detransitioning, and then I wanted to touch on why that may be, and then I wanted to talk about how I feel about the situation. But before we hop into it, my name's Kyle, aka Prince Kyle, don't forget it, and I have an Instagram as well as a TikTok where I share my female to male transition as well as give tips to anybody that would like to hear about it. So first, is it true that everyone is detransitioning from their preferred gender back to their biological gender? No, that is not true. People have been detransitioning for years upon years, and as people detransition, that many more people are transitioning in the long run. The only reason it looks like a lot of people are just out of the blue detransitioning is honestly probably your algorithm. You may have seen one person detransition, you clicked on the video, and now YouTube is pushing all of that type of content your way. Even though there's a lot of people that may detransition, there are so many people who are still transitioning and loving every bit of their journey, and there are people who have died fully transitioned and loved every bit of their life transitioning. Me included, honestly. Another reason you may be hearing about why people are detransitioning is because it just, nowadays people are feeling more confident and coming forward about their story. They may have detransitioned years ago, but they're just now coming out about it because there are more videos that are from people who have detransitioned. And so now these people are coming forward because they feel more comfortable and realize that they're not alone and they're not the only ones that have detransitioned. So they want more people to hear about their story. I think the issue is that people don't realize that no matter what somebody chooses in life, there's gonna be some people who may regret it or may just realize it's not for them. And so, for example, people get tattoos. Some people grow to love them and want 100 more. Other people kind of regret it and wish they didn't go through with it. Some people have breast implants and then they love it, they love the results. And then there's other people who have breast implants and then they realize, maybe this isn't actually what I want to do. It's just part of being a human. Some things take trial and error, and some people are going to realize that it was an error, and some people are going to realize it was the best thing since sliced bread. That's just the way humans work. So there's never going to be a perfect story of every single person on the planet loving their transition. It's never going to work out that way. There's always going to be some people who realize that it wasn't for them in the long run. So there's many reasons why people detransition. A lot more reasons than just the main I regret it. There's reasons of just not being able to afford keeping up with transitioning, because transitioning is not cheap, especially if you don't have insurance. Other people, they don't have the support that they need in order to continue their transition. Other people may not be able to continue because they have a medical issue that came out of nowhere or they've had for a while and realized that transitioning was more detrimental to continue because of whatever their sickness is. The biggest one is the negative stigma around it. To be transgender, you have to have a certain level of patience to deal with people in your family or friends or coworkers or just random people on the internet that are so negative towards the community. And I feel like if there was no such thing as a negative stigma around being transgender and we were treated just as equally as the cisgender population, a lot of people would never detransition. I can't even say detransition. A lot of people may not detransition if there was more of a positive light around being transgender. I'm not speaking for a specific transgender person who detransitioned. It took me a long time to realize that not everybody's going to agree with me being transgender. And honestly, once I got over that battle with myself, honestly, the sky is the limit. Nobody could tell me nothing. I don't care how negative the stigma is around being transgender. Only I can express how I feel. Nobody can tell me how I feel. Nobody can tell me what my transition means or if I'm going to regret it. I know me, and I know that this is exactly how I'm supposed to be. Because of these stories that have come out, transphobic people are just taking it and twisting it around and using it to their advantage to make it look like transgender people are making a huge mistake, and they're pushing it on children to do it too early, and da 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 da. And that's not the case at all. Like, again, there's always going to be people who maybe realized it wasn't for them, but you cannot speak for the entire community as a whole. Another big one is moving too quickly. Now, sometimes people will transition before they are fully educated on the topic, and they will just go ahead and fly through surgeries and do everything really, really quickly because in the moment that's what they feel that they wanted. And then in the long run, once everything's said and done, now they may regret it. And that's why for me personally, I've been on testosterone for 6 years, and I've been identifying as transgender for over 12, and I've always felt like a male since I was 5 years old. And to this day, I still have not had bottom surgery because, not that I would regret being transgender, I know this is who I'm supposed to be, but I am not fully comfortable or confident with doing anything with my bottom half. Top surgery was a different situation. It was a very light surgery for me. It was calm. I've always wanted to get this removed. Like, whether I was transgender or not, honestly, I just did not like having a chest. So that was a God's blessing for me, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. For this part, I have my doubts, and it doesn't have to do with me being transgender or if I regret it. It just has to do with me and the way I view my body, and just how at this moment I'm content with my situation. But in the future, I do see myself having surgery, but there's no timestamp of when I have to have it done, so there's no reason to rush doing it because of that, well, what if I actually don't want to do it? So I'd rather take my time, be patient, do my research, and see future results from other trans people who have gone through with it, and just see if science gets a little bit better with the results, and then I will do it. There are unfortunately cases where people will just jump the gun and fly through surgeries, fly through everything medical, and then not realize until after the fact. Now, how do I feel about the situation and these stories coming to light? Honestly, it kind of sucks, but I do feel very, very badly and very, very sympathetic for those who are detransitioning and who are having a very, very hard time with the process of going back to their biological gender, because I couldn't even imagine. It's got to be hard, it's got to be difficult, and once people have had surgeries and stuff, it's going to be a lot to regain that mental peace with your mind and your body and reconnecting yourself to feel how you're supposed to feel. As for the situation and the way that the transphobic community is taking it, it sucks in a sense that now I feel like we're starting to backtrack with how far we've come with acceptance for the transgender community. I feel like people who are detransitioning are just trying to share their personal story, but transphobic people are taking it and twisting it around and making a negative or a more negative stigma around trans people who are still currently transitioning, and making it look like we're all going to regret it in the long run, and we got to stop pushing it onto children because they don't know what they want in the future, and this, that, and the third. And I agree to an extent. I do not believe that kids under 16 should be transitioning physically or any of that, because this could happen. They could want to detransition, and it could just mess with them mentally. As for full-grown adults who are very comfortable and confident in being transgender, and who are just trying to educate the average person in the world about our community so that we can be included in everyday society, it just sucks because we try, as someone like myself, as a transgender advocate, we try so hard to just spread awareness for our community. We're not trying to influence people to be transgender. That's why I don't really like being called a transgender influencer, because I'm not trying to influence anyone to be transgender. I'm trying to advocate and just spread awareness and educate those who don't understand our community, so that we are just incorporated within the world just like everybody else, and so people can learn a bit more about how diverse our world is and all the different types of people that live within it. It doesn't suck in a sense that these people should not be sharing their stories, because everybody has the right to share their journey, especially because if I was someone who detransitioned, I would want to see other videos with other people who also detransitioned to know that I'm not alone. But it sucks in a sense that the transphobic people are taking it the wrong way and are now using it to their advantage to pretty much attack and say that all trans people are going to eventually detransition. And that's not the case, because I promise you I'm not detransitioning. This is who I'm supposed to be, and I love every bit of it. I wouldn't change it for the world. That's all I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, is everyone detransitioning? No, not everyone is detransitioning. People have been doing it for years and years and years. It's just now people are coming to light with it because they feel more comfortable, as they should. There are many trans people who love every bit of their journey. We're just out here trying to live our best life, just like everyone else. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We're almost at like 23,000 subscribers, so thank you so much. We are doing amazing, and this little family that we're building is literally awesome. Till next time, I'll catch y'all. Peace. Ooh.